Good morning, honorable members, the support staff of the committee. I thought the department will start our meeting with us. I understand they will be joining us at 11:30, where they will be briefing the stakeholders. Let me welcome also the two councillors from Tshwane. I don't know whether other councillors from Phumula are they here today. Can I be advised in terms of their names, because I don't know them? And all those councillors who are accompanying their stakeholders today to come and address and listen to the department in terms of the response. And also let me welcome, I understand today I'm in trouble, honorable members. There are a lot of media in our meeting because we are giving feedback to the community with regard to the challenges which have been raised. I think more than two years now, Jackie and Honorable Sneeman, because you have been in this committee for a long time. You are all welcome. And media, whatever you want to do, we need to be informed, but you should be free when we give feedback to the stakeholders on the issues which they've raised. We are having the Tshwane stakeholders and also the Phumula Extension 21 delegates, and the department will be joining us at 11:30. Those are the people who will be giving our stakeholders the feedback. As the committee, we did receive the feedback, and we requested the department to go back and iron out some of the issues, because they are the one who should speak to the stakeholders, not the committee, because we are doing the oversight over the department in terms of the issues which are affecting the community. While we are in an official portfolio committee meeting, we will request, I'm repeating myself, that the stakeholders, when the feedback is given by the department, if you are not happy about the matter which has been raised, you should not howl. You should raise your hand so that I note it, and I'll give you a chance to do a follow-up in terms of the response which they are going to give. If you are not happy, you know the procedure of this portfolio committee, that you will write in terms of the response received, and will take the response, they will take the issue back to the department so that the department should respond to the committee, not direct to the stakeholders, because we want to do an oversight and a follow-up and a monitoring on what the department have said on the issues which are affecting the community. By saying that, I will be happy, Jackie, Skumbus, to know who are the media which are in our meeting. I know you gave them the list to me. I think the committee members so that they introduce themselves, so that we should not say, oh, that one. Yeah. And they see a procedure. Chairperson or human settlement in the meeting. I was explaining that we've got a procedure. So you see all the members of the portfolio committee. Yeah. When they raise issues, you will be able to know them. But the chairperson, my name is Kogon Tovana, but I usually they call me Alfina. But I will be happy when you call me Gogon Tlovana. I'm the chairperson of the Human Settlement Portfolio Committee. I'll go on my right-hand side so that media should know who are the people in the committee.
Good morning. My name is Greg Schneeman, also a member of this committee.
Thank you, Member Schneeman.
Good morning. My name is Honorable Refilo Mokhali, and I'm the member of the committee.
Good morning. I'm Mervyn Sorato, a member of this committee.
Thank you, Member Shrote.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Eva Duplessis. I'm also a member of this committee.
Thank you, Member Duplessis. I think we are having two members who are not here today. It's Member Dlamini and Member Tong. And Member Munya is no longer our committee member, ne? Because, yeah, and also the deputy speaker is not here. She has been seconded to the committee, and because of there we are having chairperson's review committee meeting. Myself and Member Schneeman, we said that we'll join them after this meeting. That is the committee. Can I get the introduction of the? I'll start with the councillors.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Councillor Sonia Mabulawa of Ward 13, of which Ward 13 involves Swaying.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Peter Mapake. I'm a committee member of Swaying View.
Thank you, Peter. Councillor?
Councillor Cooper rendered an apology. He is having the meeting with ESCOM today.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Gloria Kaba, the community leader from Pomola Gardens Extension 21.
Speak next to the mic because we are recording.
My name is Gloria Kaba, community leader from Pomola Gardens Extension 21. Our councillor is Sanele Hlongwane. Unfortunately, he was unable to join us.
Morning, everyone. My name is Menzi Tomo. I'm from Pomola. I'm a leader of a community. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I go to the media? Media, please.
Chairperson,
Recording.
Chairperson, Bommel Bontate, and those in between. In turns, it's my name from Welela News. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nikele. I'm from Ekoli Chosi News.
Thank you. Marawazana nezinto zakumshini kuphi?
Chairperson, I'm a seasoned writer at the legislature. So I've been writing at the legislature for the past 15 to 18 years. So I don't need a machine. The phone will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Morning, everyone. I'm Sasa Mangonosi from Ekoli News.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Happy Mudise from Ezweni Media.
Okay, thanks. Honorable members, we now know who are the media people who are here. I was supposed to be interviewed, and we rescheduled the interview. We'll hear from them. What time is the interview? Because the interview was meant for getting the response in terms of the issues of Phumula Extension 21 and the issue of Tswaying, because everyone is having an interest in terms of these issues, because they've been long advertised in our portal of the human settlement. Thanks. Can we move to apologies in Jabulo?
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and members. The only apology that I have is from Member Dlamini and Member Tong, who are unable to attend today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Njabule. Honorable members, those are the two apologies. Any acceptance of the apologies? Member Shorote?
I submit to accept, Chair.
Thank you, Member Shorote, for accepting the apologies. Can we move to the adoption of the agenda, honorable members?
Chair, can we just please add on the interprovincial study visit, just to discuss, please?
Honorable members, under the agenda, there is an addition of inter-provincial study, which will be number 6. Honorable members, any other addition in the agenda? Honorable members, the agendas read as follows. We have done number 1 and 2. Then we've added number 3, which was the introduction. Number 4 is the adoption of the agenda. Number 5 is the presentation by the committee coordinator on the draft committee term program. Number 6 is the presentation by the department on the following. 6.1 is the Pumula Extension 21. 6.2 is the Zwaying. Number 7 is the interprovincial study. Number 8 is any other matter. Number 9 is the date of the next meeting and adjournment. Honorable members, I'm presenting the agenda as amended. I'm saying as amended because when it was sent to the members, the issue of the interprovincial study was not part of that. I'm presenting it for adoption. Any mover? Member Schneemann?
No, thanks, Chair, and once again, good morning to everybody. I'd like to move for the adoption of the agenda with the amendments, although I don't know what the amendment is about, but let's wait and hear. Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, Member Schneemann, for the mover. Any seconder? Member Du Plessis?
Madam Chair, I'll second. Thank you very much.
Thank you for seconding with the amendment. The agenda has been moved. And can we go to the presentation of the draft term program? We requested the stakeholders to be part of us now, even though they were supposed to join us when the department is arriving. The reason for us to include the stakeholders is that they must know where are we going to be in this term. Because you remember those that were in Tshwane, when we met the executive of Tshwane together with the MM of Tshwane, we said that in our committee, we are moving from one corridor to another. We want to finalize issues which are affecting the corridor. Then we move to another corridor. In other words, we don't want stakeholders to say to us that because that matter is still outstanding, can we do a follow-up? Because we are still having the corridor of the South and Central. We didn't even visit Johannesburg as a city on issues which are affecting them, particularly on human settlement and rudimentary services, all the bulk services. Then from there, we'll move to the south, which is Val. Then from Val, we'll move to the west, which is Westland. We are done with Tshwane. We are summarizing. Today we are summarizing Tshwane, and also we are summarizing Ekurhuleni. We are left with 3 corridors. We cannot stay, honorable members, and the stakeholders in one corridor, because challenges of human settlement, they are all over. And we have promised them that we will come to them so that we hear them and we invite the department so that the department respond to the issues. That is why we say that let them come in so that they know our term program, where we will be. But we are not saying that we cannot address issues which have been sent to us officially in a written form. If they are sent in a written form, we'll respond officially in a written form. Over to you, Jackie.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members and stakeholders together with the councillors. The term program for the term stands as follows, Chair. The activities for the term under review is the consideration of the second quarterly performance report for 23-24 financial year, the consideration of the annual performance report for the 22-23 financial year. During
I've been informed that stakeholders have long arrived here and they didn't even drink tea. We are requesting you that, Tina, we are used to the system of we can't break and eat. We serve yourself while the meeting is on, but there should be order. There should be order. While we are proceeding with our meeting, you can stand up and grab your tea and whatever, and you come back and sit down just like that so that we proceed with our meeting. Yeah, you can go and grab tea. Nama sweet nyana steng, nama sweet nyana mangan. Yeah, even you media, you can go and grab something, but you must pay Leo Nanger. Yeah, yeah. Over to you, Jackie.
Thank you, Chair. I was saying consideration of the annual report 22-23. During the annual report, the AG's office will be invited to present the audit findings to the portfolio committee, and then we will be conducting oversight visits, as the chairperson has alluded to, say that we are concentrating on City of Joburg, where we will be undertaking an oversight visits to student accommodation through the Gauteng Partnership Fund and the Jabulan Hostel, together with the Leforeng Mega Project. And then we'll be dealing with the resolution tracking. The resolution tracking will cover the reports that were adopted in the last term, which is the first quarterly report and the FIS report. And we will be receiving on our last meeting, we will be receiving an FIS topic emanating from the annual report 23-24 financial year from the committee researcher that will be conducted in the next quarter. Usually what we do in our last meeting, we'll allow the committee researcher to present the FIS topics so that when members go to recess, the researcher is busy with the fieldwork. We will receive the presentation from the Department on Petitions and the interprovincial visit to KZN. Those are the activities for the quarter under review, Chair. Today on the 17th, Chair, we are meeting here at the legislature, and the program is as follows: the presentation by the department on Phumula Extension 121 and Zwai, and then the second meeting will be on the 24th, Chair, whereby the portfolio committee decided that because we are dealing with the city of Tshwane, City of Joburg, we must invite City of Joburg to come and make a presentation on the bulk infrastructure and the grant. They must also present the grant expenditure report on human settlements. And on the very same day, Chair, we will invite community leaders from West Rand and the department to come and make a presentation on issues raised by leaders of Montrose. On our third meeting, Chair, which is on Thursday, the 2nd of November. It will be the oversight visit to Soweto, which is Jabulan Hostel and Leforeng, together with the oversight visit to student accommodation in Joburg, and the committee researcher will advise us which are those student accommodations. Second session, Chair, the portfolio committee will receive a presentation on the annual analysis of the annual report for the 22-23, Chair. And then the fourth meeting, Chair, which is on the 9th of November, the department, the portfolio committee will invite the department to present the annual report for 22-23. The venue will be in Naledi, Chair. The venue has been booked as agreed in the last term that will go to Naledi. The venue has been booked, and the portfolio committee will be going to Naledi together with the AG's office. The fifth meeting, Chair, will be on Thursday, the 16th of November, whereby the committee researcher will be presenting the second quarterly report, the analysis of the second quarterly report, and the department will be presenting the second quarterly report, Chair. The sixth meeting, Chair, will be on the 23rd of November, whereby the portfolio committee will deliberate and adopt the annual report, deliberate and adopt the second quarterly report. The committee researcher present the resolution tracking document, the committee researcher presenting the FIS topics emanating from the annual report, and the department presenting the petitions. The reports will be going to the House on the 5th of December, Chair, whereby it will be the fourth sitting, whereby it will be consideration of the second quarterly report and the annual report. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Jackie, for the presentation of the TEM program. Honorable members, that is the TEM program. Can I get hands for inputs and point of clarification before we can adopt it? Can I note hands? Okay, if members are happy with regard to the TEM program, can I get a mover for the adoption of the TEM program? Member Mohale?
Chair, move for the adoption of the TEM program.
Member Mohale, move for the adoption of the TEM program. Member Shorote?
A second, Chair.
Thanks, Member Shorote, for seconding. Honorable members, that is our TEM program, which will be guiding us. Where are we going to be? And also, if media have interest in some of the dates where we will be, you will note those dates, and you will follow us in terms of that. But I will, as the chair of the committee, I will appreciate if you can join us when the annual report will be presented by the department at Naledi, because there is where you will be able to see whether the department have achieved their targets, and you will be able to get the opinion of the community with regard to the presentation of the annual report. But you cannot just come straight. You know who are you communicating with, so that we are informed which media will be with us during the presentation of the annual report. Thanks, honorable members. Can we move to agenda point number 6? Let me welcome the department. I think today the leader of the delegation is DDG Muluko. Am I right, DDG? Oh, I was not aware. Oh. Oh, yes. Where is the PLO? Yeah, let me welcome the acting HOD, Ntate Mulukomi, with the director from Ekurhuleni corridor, the one who will be doing the presentation to us on the issue of Phumula. And where is the legal? Where are my learned friends, DDG?
I spoke, we were in the risk committee meeting, Colin from beneficiary director and
Mike, can your mic be on, DDG? Acting HOD?
Yeah, I was with the colleagues in the risk committee meeting just, so we gave an apology that we are coming to this side. So I'm expecting Colin, Chief Director for Beneficiary, Phumula Matters, and that is Phile from Legal.
Okay, they'll join us because they need to be here. You are welcome, Acting HOD and the Director, in the feedback meeting. As we have agreed in the last meeting that we will have to finalize the matter of Phumula, Extension 21 and Tswaying, while we are still waiting for some of the response from the NCOP, that how are they going to handle it from their side. Can I request the acting HOD to do an opening, and he will hand over to the person who will be doing the present. We are starting with the Phumula one, then after the Phumula is the Tswaying. Acting HOD, or can I give you 3 minutes? You are still checking your team.
Yeah, but I can handle the Tswaying.
No,
so
we are starting with
the
starting with the Phumula one.
I don't see.
Because the agenda has been adopted, acting HOD, and you are not here.
I'm short. I'm running short of Phumula one. I've got VC here. Yes, legal.
And we are on Facebook, and we are also on YouTube.
Yeah, I have sent the director to look for chief director, so he's not answering the phone, and we're in the same meeting. And then maybe chair, you now members have adopted the agenda. I can't change it, but I might just plead. Oh, there is it. In the same meeting, in any case. Thanks, Chair. Let me introduce my colleagues. I've got Victor. Victor, just raise your hand. He's from the HOD's office. He's the executive support. It's like your JK in the legislature. And then we have got our legal advisor, Mr. Phile, has joined us. And then on the left-hand side, I've got director we have got 5 regions. We have got directors responsible for customer care and beneficiary, Lindiwe, and on the left-hand side. And then next to her, the chief director for beneficiaries, Colin Pizzo. The two will help us on Phumula. Then when coming to the Tswaying, myself and the VC will then take over that item. Thank you, Chair. My name is Ngwaku Mulukome. Today, I'm privileged to be the acting head, but my substantive position is DDG.
Yeah, thanks, acting HOD. And you're welcome with your team. I saw Sipo. Is Sipo here? Okay. All right. Sipo is representing the office of the MEC. Thanks for coming. I think my Leonard friend today is okay. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah, no, both of us, we are okay. Because last time we gave the apology to leave early. But today we're fine.
Okay. All right, thanks. We will get the presentation of the Pumula. We are starting with Pumula, extension 21. The stakeholders must bear in mind that as soon as we have left them, we requested the department to do an investigation for the matter of Pumula, go to individuals, because we wanted to handle the matter in totality at the same time as individuals, so that we know that who are these people? Have they got the title deeds? Who is the rightful owner of the house? And then what went wrong? Fortunately, the department has done that investigation after we have received the information. You remember when we were at Pumula, we requested people to submit documents to the department, and they were taken by Stanley. Regional, they've taken by the regional head, and we said that let them do the investigation. So that when we brief our colleagues at the national office, at the National Assembly, as the National Council of Provinces, we brief them with the correct information. So we will be receiving the report back. We got the report back, and we requested the department that go and clean 1, 2, 3, 4, then come and present it to the beneficiaries, so that they get the information. If there is a need for the follow-up, they'll do a follow-up. Over to you, acting HOD, or you are giving it direct to Lindy? Colin, over to you, Colin.
No, good morning, Chair, and apologies for coming in slightly late into the meeting. I'll request Lindy just to take us through the updates. What I'll then do is to then complement her submission with the engagements with National on the issue that relates to the subsidy instrument. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson and honorable members of this committee, the community who is attending the session today. As presented, we are from Eguruleni Service Delivery Unit, responsible for beneficiary admin. We have been requested by the committee to make a submission in relation to the issues relating to Pumula Extension 21 and 22 respectively. Thank you. On this matter, Chair, the background is something that we all know, that there is a settlement called Rodekop Extension 21-22, which usually is referred to as Pumula. The matter came to the attention of the portfolio committee through a Katora's task team, and the task team, which then established a steering committee in 2018, which was composed of the executive as well as government officials. There have been several engagements in relation to trying to resolve the impasse and challenges. One of those interventions relates to the issue of engaging with the deeds office on the processes of title deregistration plus that of attainment of previous title ownership. The other one related to engagement with the legal aid board to provide legal assistance to individuals who have been evicted or suspended eviction orders, but also the engagement with the municipality to assist with the registration of municipal services. the department further took the engagements by ensuring that we are representative of the people. The department appointed a state attorney to advise on the obtainment of the mandamus. Awaiting this, and currently the situation is that we are awaiting the National Department to facilitate a session with the Banking Association of South Africa, which my Chief Director is going to speak to. And we received a list of 1,012 beneficiaries that would have been subjected to searches, namely the housing subsidy systems, the population register, the deeds, as well as that of the housing data. So I'll start with extension 21. Our findings of the ID numbers that we received, 152 would have been sent for searches. Of the 152 at extension 21, 76 recorded title deeds registered there in their names, and 73 had no title deeds in their names. 58 applicants had received subsidies before. 86 never received subsidies before. In extension 22, we received 15 ID numbers, and which we sent for searches. Of those 15, 4 recorded with title deeds. 11 had no title deed registered in their names. 2 had received subsidies before. 13 had never received subsidies before. That is in relation to extension 13. So, in as far as the title deeds are concerned for Phumula, we received an overall target of 747 ervens that would have been identified. Of those ervens, 378 were verified for ownership, and the total registered under private individuals was 345, and the ones that are registered under juristic entities, meaning they've not been transferred to private individuals, would have been 33. And notably, Chairperson, we are reporting that about 4 of the registered under the city of Ekurhuleni. The balance is shared amongst private companies. And we further identified that there are 369 ervens that still are under investigations or verification in as far as ownership. So what we are bringing to the community and the committee is that, one, the registration of the area is Rodekop, not Phumula. The second one is that on deed searches that are currently conducted, and there is reports weekly, we have, however, due to erratic power availability, half of them have not been done, and we are in process to conclude them. And I think we are reporting this because it's a national problem. It's not unique to us as the province. But also the fact that we currently are having unique plans to conclude on the matter, which the Chief Director will speak to in particular as it relates to the engagements with the national, and also that our focus will then be at Rodekop extension 22, where we received a minimal number, but most of the properties that are there are properties that would have been transferred to private individuals around 1997 to 2006, and the juristic entities that are owning these properties at extension 21 is the city of Ekurhuleni, CUF Prop, Tamahani Prop, 57 Trade CC, and the People's Bank. So in essence, Chair, that is the work that the beneficiary management has done, and I would then hand over to the Chief Director to speak to the further engagements that ensued after our meeting. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Director. Chief Director.
Thanks, Chair. Just to amplify some of the issues that would have been raised by my colleague, is that, Chair, we were seated with more than 1,000, just above 1,000 cases before us on this particular matter, and I think this particular program was precipitated by what we call a consolidation subsidy, which was done, I think, in 1995 during your Joslovo time when Joslovo was the minister. And I think in some of the issues was that we had found individuals would have had difficulties in terms of paying for their bonds. which then government came in to actually assist. But I think what then gives more problem is that during the crafting of the housing code and the approval of the housing code in 2009, the consolidation subsidy became defunct, which then created more of the problem that we actually have. And you then had a birth of Kayaletu and Yohlano of today. And I'm sure the chair would be aware that we would have had a court matter with Hlanu, wherein we end up losing that particular matter in order to pay an exorbitant fund so that at least the title deeds could be released. I think we are in receipt of about over 1,000 title deeds, but it's not the complete portfolio that Hlanu actually has with us. And I think based on the discussions that we've had with National is that the matter around the consolidation subsidy, it's not necessarily unique to our province. And noting that the subsidy instrument is no longer in existence, National had taken upon itself to then say, we'll then have to consolidate the entire portfolio such that we can be able to find a way in terms of whether we top slice the money from all provinces so that at least those are actually paid, but we're not necessarily clear in terms of how they actually are going to be dealing with the matter. And I think the unfortunate part of it, which also has to deal with our request for them to engage with the Banking Association of South Africa, because there is a social compact that would have been signed by national government with the Banking Association. And that request has since been made. It's over now. I'm sure it's almost over a year that we have since made that request. But there's not been any success. And I think what is even worse is that we have even had acting DGs. We even have a new one now in the past 2 weeks or so. So whatever information that gets communicated gets lost. And I think, Chair, the issues here to indicate that us as a province would have done everything in our powers to try and assist is that we have had engagements. We brought the legal aid because the issue was that people are being evicted in some of their properties. We brought the legal aid board to come and explain and find a way in terms of assisting them. There was engagement, but also members felt that they would have been going to the legal aid board and they've not been getting assistance. They requested the department to actually do a mandamus, which process we then had to go through the courts, and the courts then says no, in fact we can only help them because it is their own properties. We can only help them as a department in terms of obtaining such, and which we tried to do. We were also told that there's a relationship between individuals that are actually owning those particular properties and the deeds office. We then invited the deeds office into a meeting so that we can then be able to find out in terms of is there some fraudulent activities. So we brought also the deeds office to the meeting, and we then also tried to create a relationship between them and the deeds office because they report somewhere else as well, the deeds office. There were issues around the municipality as well. We also invited the municipality. These are separate engagements that we would have had to demonstrate in terms of us trying to actually assist. But Chair, I think what is key here is that we would have made a submission to National, and I think if it fails, what we then may need to do would have to, through the MEC, so that this matter is necessarily taken serious, that maybe it's taken through MINMEC, maybe it's discussed at that particular level, because it's not only affecting Gauteng, but if it's taken serious at that particular level, I'm sure we should be able to get the necessary answers, Chair. I think I felt I needed to just give that particular background and the update in terms of our engagements with National, because we are not necessarily getting any good results. And it's a bit above my pay grade to even give a policy directive on this particular matter. Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, Colin, for the update. And at least it's giving us a clue in terms of some of the issues. And from my side, it needs as PLO, Sipo. Yes, I think you are noting there. I know that the department have briefed the office of the MEC through the HOD. It needs a meeting with the MEC so that the matter should be taken further to the MINMEC, so that we should be able to get the correct, at least the correct response, because it's not an Gauteng matter. But from the side of Gauteng, it will be important for us to have a separate meeting with the MEC. Honorable members, that is a presentation of the Phumula from the director and also an update from the chief director. Can I get hands, or are we going to take them, the two of them? We handle this one. Can I take the hands for point of clarification, input, and questions if they are there? I've noted member Duplessis, member Mohale, in that order.
Thank you very much, Chair. Just if you go back there, just to be a bit pedantic, there's a slide there where you indicated 4 and 386, and I think the slide says 3 and 389. If you can just have a look at it, you know, it doesn't help you giving me a presentation. There it says 3, and I think the indication was 4. I might be wrong. And then also there was 389, but then there was another total given there. So do you please just check that for me? And then the other thing that I find interesting, there was a assumption made about the deeds office being, it sounded to me like in cahoots with people that is involved in this whole thing that we need to take up with the MINMAC. Was any further steps taken to investigate those accusations except for having a meeting with the D's office? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Sneeman. Member Mohale.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thanks for the report. I think, Chair, we can run it parallel while we'll take this up with the MEC to MINMAC, but I think the committee also, through the chairperson, can take it to NCOP so that our permanent reps there can discuss this matter and ask more questions. So we would like to further work very close with the department into getting responses from national. But I think my point is let the NCOP also deal with the matter. Thank you.
Any other? Member Shiniman, are you fine? Member Shorote? You're fine, thanks. What Member Mohale is raising, acting HOD and Chief Director, during the visit here recently, the NCOP visit, when we were at Swane, no, I think we started here. I didn't raise it with the presiding officer of the NCOP. I raised it with, but it was not formal. I think I should raise it formally through the office. I raised it with the presiding officer, the Metaya Phumula. You could see they've got clue, but in Gauteng, the matter was not yet presented to them as a question like other provinces. So because you have highlighted it, that is not a matter of Gauteng alone. So it will be better. I'm going to request, I know that maybe Colonel Otore, the chairperson, is demanding very much. I'm going to request the office chief director to assist our office in terms of formulation of this issue to our permanent delegation to the NCOP, so that acting HOD, so that when we are not getting the response, we know where to go. Because if we give it to the presiding officer and we also send it to their admin, is Jocelyn, we send it through the office of Jocelyn, and we request the response after the matter has been presented as a question to the NCOP, to the minister, because the minister must respond to the question which will be raised by the permanent delegate in an NCOP meeting. Iyacaca Colin, acting HOD director. Current acting HOD, it seems you are not with us.
Just to understand the request, is that I must be able to help the team to craft the questions that will go to the NCOP. Okay. That's well received.
And you must not take time, Colin.
I can meet with them after the session.
You are listening, Angiti Sipo, that they are going to meet after the meeting. And they are going to craft them. Maybe it's the point of departure today. It will not be a final product. That is the response, stakeholders. Can I note the hands from your side? Can I note hands from your side? One. It's only one hand. Two. Is there anyone that side? Okay. If there is no any other hand, aksatsea letsogo. Ra utlwana the stakeholders ke batla nota matsogo a batlang clarity on what the department has presented on the response on the issues Salona related to the Pumula Extension 21. I know that in your back of your mind you are saying that Arna presentation, Jackie will forward the presentation to your team leader, so that when you go to, I know that you are holding meetings regularly, so that when you respond to your community meeting, you respond having the document which is coming from the department together with what Chief Director Colin was updating us. In that order, number one, number two.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think currently I hear and understand what is being said, Gay Colin. Now I hear that there was an energy and action that was taken on our complaint that has been going on over 2 decades. Because I've never heard from past years, it's the first time I'm hearing the part, the subsidies were defunded. I think that's the word you used, Colin, right? I stand to be corrected. So in that matter, I think there is a bit of light, even though it's not that clear, but there is a bit of direction. And with that said as well, I have a request there when the report has been given, especially with our community members present here. Can we use simple English for them to understand. Because to date, I think even on the previous meeting that we had, can we have, because there are terms that our community members don't understand. And I feel that's where the department is capitalizing in confusing our community members. Last time, I think Stanley was talking about credit-linked subsidies. And he explained that, but he never explained the non-credit links subsidies, that is what is trending on the community's ears and their properties, and what they need to understand what is non-credit linked, because according to the human settlement, their properties are non-credit linked or are RDPs. And I also like the fact that you mentioned that you're also in communication and in contact with the bank association, because with that as well, it's a bit tricky also because we don't get the confirmation whether Pumula Rodicop Extension 21, was it the RDP project, since it's got the same structure. It's actually not the same, it's the same. It's actually the first RDP houses that was implemented in 1994. And the worst part by Itang, they only differentiated the paint, but it's as if they built the RDP houses like across the street. Said it divide now these are RDPs and these are not RDPs, but the same structure. So I just need a simple, maybe going forward or even now, to give a brief, simple English, or even in our Sesotho or Sizulu, because we all know Batswadi Barona, Lilimi la Majeremane, it's not really easy to understand for them. Can we just be considerate of that as well? Thank you.
Thank you. Number 2, utata HOD utata after bonani.
Thanks so much, Chair. Chair, I'm so confused, Chair. But I'm happy ukuthi Mr. Pitso ukona today, because most cases are be corner about this issue. Chair, we ask just one question because of besfuna clarity yaman non-credit link. Not all these categories. Why? Because when these members or our community, even including to ourselves, when see a good department yabo with our IDs, they just punch our IDs. They said to it's non-credit link. I said, oh, maybe these words we don't understand it. That's why we came here. Guys, may you please just tell us about this non-credit link. When I put my ID set in non-credit link, what does it mean? Now they come up, Chair. All these years they're just doing that. When they come up with their different bombastic words where they just go up and down. We want to know, to our department, these words non-credit link to us, when they just punch my ID, why they mustn't give us our title deed if they said that is our RTP? Chair, I don't understand. All these years we come into this our leaders. They now keep on change every years, Chair, with this one issue. And this issue, they are in their system with that non-credit link. Now they come up with different stories, and then we fall under. We want to know non-credit link, what do they mean to us on their department? Thanks so much, Chair.
Marilele na la makazo is today lumbozagare you lenya kotse re ka re I want to accommodate the stakeholders. today. Switch off, switch off, switch off.
It's not going off. It's doing, Chair. No, it's a bit good eyes, I don't see.
All right. I'm happy you are raising the matter that at least there's a light now in terms of the response which we are getting today. But Maralena Zangalambo Zarlina le challenge ka non-credit link. Kere, I'm repeating myself. Kale, when we started to engage each other, but I'm happy you are raising an issue again. But you are supposed to, when you write the WhatsApps and messages, when you want to know some of the things, you were supposed to highlight, Che, Linzu lebaring non-credit link, heba pancha di ID zarena, di bubabolela galona. What does that mean? Rinyako understand. So that when we go to our community meeting on Thursday, when we brief them, really unpack ka language emang lemang ata ikwishishang. Again, we want the language where everyone will be able to understand. And Colin, I know the jargon of the human settlement, but now we are dealing with the community. Let us come down, acting HOD, Lindy, to their level, re-explain some of the terminology, so that when they go back, go community meeting, Babu Lele, Kikoparheli address a community, leader as a community. Lebulele teme e, sebadi use and the jargon of the human settlement. Then you come and translate it to our ordinary language. Le tswanafache, le sutufache. Ngiribarbia, you sutufache the term, and you tswanafache the term, so that people should be able to understand. HOD, your hand was up, and then I'll go to Colin. Colin?
Yeah, I was just, thank you, Chair. I'm sharing the view as well with the community. I'm sure you will expect me to differ, share with the view. What the colleagues, Colin and the team will do, you will explain what is credit linked in terms of the housing code, and then how does it apply to the current problem, how does it apply to the matter at hand. And the second one, you will then explain the non-credit link in terms of the housing code, how does it apply to the matters of hand. There's the third one that you might have missed it. He used the word consolidation subsidy. It is a subsidy on its own. So that also need to be clarified. And then now, how does it relate to the matter at hand? So I don't want to explain them now, but he will probably to cover his back, he must strictly take it verbatim from the housing code, and then he can maybe interpret it. Then the last one, Chair, I mean, if you drive around, I mean, let's be honest, our houses, the RDP houses,
acting HOD, ba le ba khopela remix ka re ba tlile le batho ba sa utlwisiseng leleme la rena. Leleme le remix, try to speak a little bit of English, a little bit of Sesotho.
Kaspedi, credit link subsidy, rena le code ya rena explain our gain. Re chief director uta explain we ka housing code. Code du kare ke makresta se Bible mara yeah, ke Bible housing. Mara ka tshola tshobela ka Christians can bakata ba offended as Bible mara ka ke Bible ya ka housing re follow yona. I hear from that housing code it may explain, they explain the credit link and then explain our non-subsidy logic. Then explain a consolidation. I think I could explain, and he will do it. I did say paper, but I did directly from the he akaba two salka would explain aka main languages. It can either be Sotu. I will use Sotu, and Nguni, so that I don't use the word Xhosa, Zulu, Pedi, and so on. Nguni and Sotu, and then to make it simple. And then we've got minority languages. This is Changani and Venda. He will try that. I think he can try. The chair will help him if he need interpretation. Then the other one, RDP house. RDP house kia mutwa asa bereking until 2005. And I think varinto Joe RDP. Titlo vefa upala jelaja jedinguja credit aival. The only difference koriola unalaba also hole indigent and baba hola up to 2005. Hele sipil around chair and the colleague. Nakia sipil around, I drive around. Ke wana dinto jeding ko Calfontaine Jauha kibo ki the private bank. And you could compare RDP jaren. How can you level na kono wana papan? Wana RDP yana di wotse di computer leje di hanke ki the bank like bo apsa. If you driver lesheba lidi wana di nyakulo tswana. So what I'm trying to say that Oscar RDP mutwal ka ran twele RDP karu wena moya non credit ware how ichanje paleola RDP. The only difference koro RDP ki indigent wena wa credit part are we indigent is that you must add you are supposed to add some money, but as a result our to how chanje palea ya ola wa RDP didn't they will they come kana already high lerere ba khona nyana ba aba khone. So I'm just trying to say because highland to dealing and then which is not the computer the bank. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, 18 HOD. Chief Director?
No, thanks, Chair. Maybe just to address firstly the matter raised by Member Duplessis with respect to the follow-up with deeds. And I think in the meeting that we would have had is that we were advised that there is an independent unit within the deeds office that deals with issues around fraud and corruption. And members were then advised to actually engage because we didn't want to be the one handling certain cases, but they were advised to then go directly to such. But if a member of the community still require direction, we can easily get that information so that we actually pass it to them. I'm sure Lindu will be able to deal with issues around numbers. I think, Chair, just to let me start with the issues around the different subsidies. I think my DDG would have somewhat spoken to it, but I'll try to simplify it. Once Mankulma with a consolidation subsidy, which was around your 1995, it was on the basis that people would have defaulted on their bonds. So the consolidation was to then say, we are going to be covering for whatever that is actually remaining. That was the whole idea. But it was for individuals that would have had defaulted. There was a period, I think it was I think it stopped in 1996 at a particular time, but stemming as far back as I think in the 80s. So that particular portfolio was actually closed around 1996. So they then used what you call a consolidation subsidy. Ngaloska, you had your PEM bank, for instance, wherein they will be paid money, lots of money, and title deeds were then released. We had your false cars bank. There were so many banks that were there at the time. So they utilized that particular subsidy. But when we are updating policy government, they then introduced, like Utiti Juam was saying, without calling it the Bible, but it's our guidelines. It's our blueprint. Whatever that we do, it's informed by the housing code. So in the housing code, they then introduced then this one became defunct because a project that say value. They then brought in new subsidies, new programs. So to explain the two, if I say it's a credit linked, magnetic credit linked, it means it's linked to a financier. It means it's linked. It's like maybe a simple example that I can use. If LISP product, it's a credit linked because you must go to a lender, must go to a bank. A bank will then tell you qualify for so much. You then come to a department because Sony approval, we a bank to then say, so it's credit linked. That's subsidy because we're augmenting what the bank would actually give you. So it's credit linked subsidy. In uncredit linked, it's a subsidy that you get. It's a we told Anje, Mahala. It's what you call, for simple terms, anyone who qualifies for an RDP was qualified for a non-credit link individual subsidy. So what we're trying to do with this particular matter is that because of individuals who have defaulted and the consolidation subsidy has now become defunct as I exist, how do we then utilize in non-credit linked individual subsidy to assist your cause? That's what we're trying to do. Are you hearing me? What we're trying to do, we're trying to utilize a non-credit linked individual subsidy, which is a subsidy for RTP houses, to try and address this particular matter. So there's going to be a special dispensation to then say, fine, here are the problems that we have. This will actually cost so much. So it will be taken from the non-credit linked individual subsidy. We get a budget of, for instance, of grant of 4 billion rands, which is for mostly our products. So that money was going to be coming from a non-credit linked, which is money meant for RDP units. Am I explaining it correctly? Now is good. Because what we're trying to do, I mean, that's not a solution. We're going to be using a non-credit link to try and address this particular problem. That's what we're trying to do with our submission to national. Yeah. So it depends me really. Credit link, it's linked to the banks. The FLISP product, what you'll find in Sky City, mostly, it will be your FLISP, which is your credit link. Non-credit link, it's your normal RDP, in simpler terms. Thanks. I hope I would have explained it in.
I hope the stakeholders understand. And we are learning because of them. We are having this meeting to give them a feedback. And so that Chief Director, if there are other things which they don't understand, they've got the right to question again. So that we, you know what the Pumula people, when they phone me, sometimes I just look the phone like this. Because if I don't have answers for them, it will be difficult for me to respond, because usually they get pressure from the community which they are representing. Any other further follow-up question, members and members, any other? Oh, come around. Let's say Ricky Moya, Biano. Let's say Ricky Moya. And Ricky Bullet Kariki no tamato. I can yakore says who will let you receive Moya. And Gerbiano Kariki Libidi say, Emisan Rabonor Le Kibomang. Neki Yaka di follow up. Kibomang. Kimalemang. Batamela Momma. Lola Bubedi Batamela Papa. Aksato tia matso hanger. Lega buti sama.
Igama lami uHazel Mahlanela. Ngisacela ukubuza ku comrade. Ngoba askis
official meeting. We are in an official meeting.
Ngiyaxolisa.
Chief Director
ukuthi ngoba thina njoba sihleli la siyabantu bephumula sikuyo le non-credit oqeda ukuyi-explaina ukuthi yile othola ukuthi uhola under 350 naleyo ukuthi uyi-indigent. Manje yini ke labo ke bangawatholi ama-title deed wabo? Ngiyabonga.
Ngiyabonga. Ma number 2.
Sanibonani nonke. Igama lami nguMangaliso Hadebe wasePhumula Extension 21. Ngizule khulunywa kule meeting that chairperson, the committee is still coordinating the whole process with the issue of Phumula. The problem that I have is that how long will it take? Because it's 4 years now that we've been waiting for the closure on the issue of Phumula. And the most critical problem is that we are growing. As we are growing, we are dying. Our children are going to have a problem if the committee is going to be doing a duck and dive or maybe going around in circles without any closure. The only one thing that I'm asking is just a closure to this problem of Phumula. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 3.
Ke a dumakisa chairperson ga mmogo le ba ba rene bona ka mo. Chairperson concern ya ka ke one. With the very same human settlement, re dutseng le yona over nna ke joined ka 2013 to lead the community. Re kopa non-critic link and the critic links. They never explain it as they kept explaining it today. And the other problem is what is going to happen, chairperson, with now we are old. I'm a critic linked. What is going to happen about me if that happens? Because they should have explained it before. We went to them, we want to know which ones are the RDP houses, we wanted to know which one are the low-cost houses, we wanted to know which one the bond houses. They failed to tell us, Chairperson. So today they are explaining so many things that some of us, we understand it. But they failed before. How can they do it? Why today, after 20 years? Chairperson. So we are just disappointed with the human settlement because they've never been open to us. They made dig and dives, not telling us the truth. When they want to know something, they say, you went to the bank. If that one comes on, we went to the bank. That was the answer that we used to get. So it's giving us a problem today. Will we get there? If they really say that person, I thank you.
Yeah, thanks. The second set, you cannot say, I fail to understand or we have been doing the duck and dive. That one, I'm not accepting it. If you can ask your leaders, as soon as this matter was presented to the office of the chairperson, how long did I take to respond? There is no duck and dive. Even the committee, they know that sometimes I call special meeting to address the issue of Phumula. Committee no chair. Since later. Alena li 4 months later munda. Alena 4 months later mo committee. It's the 3rd meeting, ne? And Alena 4 months again. Alena 4 months, but there's a light. Because I'm following this matter so that I see the matter being closed. And usually in a committee, we are saying that we want to address issues which are related to the beneficiaries so that we leave, we close the matter, we go to another area. We give ourselves time. We even visited your area, Ngeri Chairperson. And I gave the whole group the time to talk and raise their matter. And I brought the way forward that beneficiary stakeholders ke kopalise maswafo fase. laisa maswafo fase ra utlwana hore we'll take the matter further to the department. We will work hand in hand with the department. I thought people are appreciating. But we can't accept to get such words. We already duck and dive. Today, I forced this meeting to sit. I was supposed to be in another meeting. I requested the department, come to the meeting. Let's give Pumula and trying feedback. Members Neiman and members Shirote, they were saying to me that, but today it was supposed to be a sitting, and the sitting has been postponed, and you are forcing a meeting. I said, no. Let's give them the feedback so that they know what are the feedback. Sometimes let's compromise. Re mo ka lona, re nyako thusa lena, le di members le bona ntho ya phumula ya batshwenya, ntho ya tsweng ya batshwenya. Mara re bona batho ba baholo ba re kono paka ditena a wa lisha mebo ya rena fase banna lisha le di officials sa department ene le bona he ba le biana the acting HOD le chief director. They are saying that chairperson mara unreasonable sometimes. I'm telling them that I'm not unreasonable. I want us to solve the problems of the community so that when they leave, they know what is the committee doing. We are doing an oversight in the department. That's what we are doing so that service delivery matters are handled. Kabu ikokobetso ka moya wa kereke wa lerato ba gaesho. Are berekeng ka moka so that re kgone go solve this matter. Angry chairperson.
Yes.
Angry chairperson.
Chairperson, I think on behalf of Ndate, I would like to, this is what I was saying, or sometimes a bit of a communication breakdown. The duck and diving, I don't think it was directed from what has been happening from ever since you've stepped into the matter. And the request that I think, not the request, I think for clarity, Abona, it's just the frustration that goes prior to you stepping in and the explanation that is coming from the department now. It's not necessarily the duck and diving is from ever since you started intervening in this case. Apologies on his behalf.
Our apology honorary accepted. I'm leading the train. And I could see the members what's this now? What's this? Because this is you forced us a written meeting. I said to them that legally one I'll chair the meeting and we'll proceed. Yeah, thanks. We are accepting the apology. Ne? At least there is a light. Ne? Yeah, I think if is there any follow-up, because I want to summarize this matter, we go to the Swai matter. Is there any follow-up on what the chief director and the acting HOD have responded? Chair?
Thanks, Chair. Chair, I was thinking which maybe JK and then this document, Chair, ngate sa emailela JK this document. And then this document iyo le Chair kodwa ke bese sikhuluma ngathi maybe kuwe ike yafika this document. Because this document le wonke Chair all these meetings eswa attenda nasekuruleni ni Albertine. They knows this document because yaphuma kubo. So now, sorry for that, Chair, but we are referring to this document. Kubo kutige. I complain yetu ephumula ibase ku this document yaphuma kubo. Thanks, Chair, and sorry for and then.
Okay. That document, I remember to check you wangniga yona ngaifunda. Angithi based on that document, angazanga ngathubanika. Colin, Chief Director, angithi uyawazi umthetho mntana sika. Ufuna ukusithengela amakhekhe? Okay. Yeah, I think what is in that document from the respond, and here we are going to reconcile from the respond which the department is giving. We'll give them, I could see that by a phone and it. The document was sent to the committee. Some of the issues when we are asking the department was based on that. We'll give them the document and the department will give us the direction in terms of responding. They'll send the response to you because now the department will not be part of your meeting. They will only come to a meeting, not the broader meeting. Not the broader meeting. Hey department, they close, they go bolela le boetapele. Ba ka siye meeting o ba bolela le baagi ka moka ngere. The department they go bolela le baetapele ba lena when there is a need. Angere. Ge go tshwanelegile hore batle ba bolele batle ba le fe diphetolo on what we are going to summarize ba tlo bitsa baetapele. Rena re tlo monitora dilo tšeo tla be re kwane le bona hore re nyako tswalla pole ntwe mara I am happy there's a light ne there's a light re tlo ba fa re tlo ba rejeki. Can you send it officially to the office of the PLO? The PLO will send it to them. Colin? Yeah. So that we have a record that the matter has been sent to the office of the MEC. The MEC will send it to the department. Arenyago Jamba protocol. The response must go back to the office of the MEC. The MEC will send, the office of the MEC will send the response to the chairperson of the committee. And the chair will discuss the response with the committee members. Can we close the matter? Colin?
Chair, if you permit, I just wanted to ascertain something from the committee. Because the matter that they're actually referring, that you're dealing with Pumula, there are also other affected communities just 2 kilometers away from where they are. Katlehong, Togoza, Phosphorus. And we've also been engaging with the KTT, which some of them have been party to that particular committee. So I'm not too sure whether are they also, should we continue raising issues with the KTT and we must treat this matter independent of the KTT. Thanks.
Thank you, Colin. And KTT. Are they not part of the KTT? Press a mic.
No, Chairperson. Hence, like I mentioned at the time, can we be? Because not even one KTT member that Colin is dealing with has ever attended any community meeting. Hence, ka kopa na kole really ko phumola hore can na be the contact people when it comes to the matter ya Phumula. I don't think you've seen any member of KTT attending these meetings.
We will discuss it outside the meeting, Colin. Then we will give them the feedback in terms of how are we going to handle it. Honorable members and the acting HOD stakeholders, we are closing the matter by saying that one, that we will request the department to sit with Jackie for the formulation of the questions which will be submitted to the NCOP presiding officer, so that the questions will be asked to the minister, so that the minister will be responding on the issues raised. The second one, we are saying that we will request a meeting outside this with the MEC to discuss this matter for presenting it in the MINMEC, because this is not the matter of Gauteng alone. It affects other provinces. The last one of the KTT, it will be discussed outside the meeting. We will respond to the stakeholders which we are dealing with them, HOD, acting HOD, through Jackie, because Jackie is the one who's the contact of the two of us and them and the department. Lastly, we are requesting that when you give the feedback to the community which we are representing, feedback right. The feedback should not provoke the community. Then if there are any other things which you need clarity, you know, really communicate. Yeah, Jake is the one who will be communicating with the department through the office of the MEC. Why are we involving the MEC? We want the program to be owned by the office of the MEC and us. And get an oversight on them. So that MEC as our chair, you know, on my left hand side. The MEC must be aware. And for us to be able to get the officials of the department, HOD halemo, request in the office of the MEC that we want the department to come and clarify the issues. Can we move to Helenya Kotsa Maya Bapumula? Aona butata rishala le batswaying angere leska sepela rile lunch angere le kana la nna la koelela re tsa tswaying di bya can we go to the presentation of the tswaying acting HOD the tswaying one.
Chair, the presentation of Tswai, Jack, is the same as the one that we presented at the what is that? Silver Star. But now, as I'm driving to this committee, I got a memo. It's with me here, approved by the MEC. The MEC has approved the Tswaim from Mega Projects to be informal settlement upgrading. I just got it when I was on the way. But irrespective of the time I got it, at least the main thing we're looking for, it was the decision. It's not when did it come.
I read it yesterday. Marake kopa hore arabatse through. And the report was given to us in a committee. Now, Councillor Otengi, le delegation ya community, that come call refilling in ko Silver Star. Yeah, give them the response. Hore 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't send it to them because we wanted to give to them as soon as we are done with this meeting, because the councillor and the leadership of Tswaying should go back to their community and give them a feedback. Kikopa, step by step, then lay the last part. I appreciated it as immediately when I read it that the MEC have signed. There is a improvement, there is a movement. That's why, yeah. Who's going? Is the Leonard friend who will be doing that?
The presentation is there, but this
so you ladies HOD.
Is
HOD. So you ladies is movement to LLM.
Chair. Ketare is stale again. Is a caspedi warawring. If it tileke kabakala la.
Give them what the MEC have signed.
Yeah, MEC signing. We can't give this document to the members of the community. So we'll have to craft Sanjare Wale would say Kutusaki Leonard friend or now. How do we structure it? and then reply through your office, then these are legal documents. They cannot be it's confidential documents. That's why I can only say the MC approved, but I can't read for you what is in the confidential report, department. But the communication, I can be assisted by Vusi and then
Acting HOD, can you present the stale one, please?
Or the stale
Acting
one.
HOD is stale to us, not to the community, please.
Okay. Just make it bigger, Jackie. It's too small. No, you just press there's a cup there. Yeah. Good. Trying check Mukaya to Limpopo. Trying upgrading of informal settlement. Let's go to the next slide. Map was trying in terms of how it looks like. It was an area that was meant for mega projects, but people illegally invaded our property and other property which are government ones. Some of the property they were owned by other department. So now, because of that, derail a good plan, government, mega projects, to the extent that now we have to re-motivate Toko MEC to relook to the project. And then in terms of that slide, I just gave the background that this project it 2018 to 2019, and then the areas extension 8, 9, and 11. And then the priority was to start with extension 8. Let's go to the next slide. And the contractor that was appointed for that mega projects, Kimakole Development. Now, extension 11, 9, and 12 has not secured all the town planning. What it means, extension 8 and 9 were busy with the town planning process. And then as we were busy, the site, Salea invade derail the plan department. Next slide. Then project stopped. Got 2023-24 business plan. Yes, in the business plan. Chair, I also want to me aware lele na batho ba kotswai tshwane ile chelete for this project and millions of rands for bulk infrastructure. But the moment Eva invaded, looted that money that was meant to build infrastructure. So now this approval, Eric Rayle, Kinyakalin followers, Eric Rayle, Moban, era o tshwantse re go tshwane re ba khopela ore batho ba budgetele for next year ku ka the year that start rena in province ngwa rena o thoma ka April and then wa masipala o thoma ka June, which means now rena le masipala tshwantse re thoma o synchronize re discuss how are we going to develop this property as informal settlement upgrade. Agree about informal settlement upgrade. Could you explain a simple, Chair, so that members of the community can follow? Is A means the area we develop, right? I decide or title deed. We call it formalization. And then B cohort the area, more people there, for the interim services, with the aim of either relocate, and if part of the area is developable, then we can develop it. And 3 means one way our option, we must remove them completely, like the one like the one Melody floods. We had no option. We had to plan them to remove them to Pinasport. So here Claudia informal settlement upgrade, Chair. ke nyaka wa bua today because ke bone ka nako ya the late Minister Joe Slobo o ile a fa ba to decide di teng ko melodi kwa a etsa di belo a kenya masenke batho ba rawa o re tse di so re nda re tlo kenya di tena mo hare ra ipheleletsa ka gore rena re gona go aga. After the minister said that project those years ka 90 as a pillar, even today o ka kwa melodi they are not yet built. I want to share now, you know. Today, like I'm so modimo buleleng. So scalary dia valley rare here to an informal settlement upgrade rutlo fa site. Here create site we kaela because the site will have roads, will have water, will have electricity. But when among utlo kaela na ku bone ko Limpopo chair le Google le bona batho Limpopo ba haile dinto ena ba holo ba no tshwana le rena ba sokola mara nto ja bona di botse ampe man o twa kena ka motropo ya Gauteng bona mikuku left and right o re na mara motho ya no ke ya no la ndikena le ene ko hae. So here to le fa di side je ka nto e tsene botse ska ta ka busula to tsnya chela re e kae RDP e kae whatever re le fela di side je la gore le khaele bjale ka batho ba boneng ko Limpopo ba ikhaela dinto ja bona je di botse area ja ona le ka di lebella ko Bothoyando boko karo ya Tefluopo le ka other areas ko Molechi di tshwana le ja mo Santeng. Then na o puisa rena yo wa mo a o le gaufi le economic opportunity yo la a di sha di khomo nka gona ha ya o phalawa a dujing gaufi le checkers and okay. Next slide. The issue ya elected friend chair ke tlo e tlhalosa botse ka memo ke explain memo ore while legally busy ka claim dispute le Makole, this project must continue, which means it will have to follow, according to the CFO, it's going to follow the supply chain processes on how this project will unfold. But those kidiki merakwa HOD staff are highly legal how to proceed forward. Because once the informal settlement upgrade, which means people must have water, but have electricity, but also have diesel, and then that place must be habitable. But local school, satellites, whether the mobile school or the mobile clinic, but the area or mobile police station, the area must be habitable. Sanji Rule, Kaspil. Next slide. A way forward. Once all internal process with regard to the conversion of from mixed to informal settlement have been met and finalized, the upgrading of the informal will then follow. This program is subject to availability of funds. I'm sure Lebon. Chair Arukri approval Maban, Kinit, Lenaki Tsir. Marho Balamola ere this upgrading, it will be subject to the budget. Now already chairperson level MEC ka legislature said you pass the budget adjustment said you. So which means this project upgrade can only be planned for the next financial year. Tomanka April in terms of province, in terms of Maspala Tomanka June. So we must start renal Maspala now how road discusser memo or prevailing and then legal advice to sort and then finance it so now. We are copying the root handler young because there's also a disputed claim, and then there's this approval which says this place must be upgraded. Chair, I think it Zamile Barkino, no, I could Zamile Kim. Yes, I tried to will continue chair. communicating on the, because we have to come out with the action plan, which must have the timelines of what must be done, what must be done, what must be done. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Acting HOD. Honorable members, that is the presentation of the issue of Tswayim. And I'll take hands for questions and clarifications. I know that members, we have received this presentation last, but there are other things. There are developments after the meeting which were held. Go Westrand. Member Sharote, Member Mohale, and Member Schneemann.
Can I please get some indication of what this dispute is about? And also, you speak about arbitration, but all the documentation that is referred to relates to documentation in a High Court matter. So is there an arbitration process, or is there an actual legal dispute which is going to be resolved in court? As I've indicated, what is the major dispute about? Also, why has this been changed from a mega project to upgrading? And the question of funding, that seems to be a big issue, both in relation to bulk design and to availability of funds for upgrading. Can we get some idea of where the funding is likely to come from and when? Thank you. Chair.
Thank you, Member Sharote. Member Mohale.
No, thank you very much, and thanks very much, Acting HOD. Today, but we'll hear from the councillor and the leaders here. At least, I'm happy that there's progress on this matter. You know, since we have started engaging on this matter, councillor, it was like not busy, but not clear. Chair, remember the last meeting, Acting HOD, you were waiting for the approval by the MEC. So the MEC has approved. That means there's progress on this matter. And I think it is very clear to also Batubako Tswaying, and the councillor knows, issues of budget or availability of budget or funds must wait for the financial year. So what we are going to do as a committee is that when the department comes to present their budget to the committee, we will make sure that this issue form part of NJK and the researchers or our staff will assist us on that. That we must just make sure that the issue of Tswaying is part of the budget of the department into whatever development need to be done. And I'm happy that, and we've noted that Acting HOD, that you are saying there will be discussions on issues of budget on the development of that area for the next financial year, both by the department and the municipality. So as a committee, we will make a follow-up on that. We will track when time comes. We'll make sure that that commitment is part of your budget. Finally, Chair, I'm happy about the progress.
Thank you, Member Mohale. Member Schneemann.
No, thanks, Chair. It is true. Yes, we've seen this presentation before, but there's a question I want to ask, and that relates to the construction of bulk services, where the city had said they would fund the construction, but they can't fund the design for the bulk services, or the design for the bulk design. Presentation says that. I think I reflected on this in the last meeting because it doesn't quite make sense. So on the one hand, you'll pay for the construction, but not being prepared to pay for the design. has the department been able to engage the city on this? Because I think it just doesn't make sense. Because by saying that means they don't have to build until somebody does the design of the bulk services. So has there been some interaction with the city on that? It sounds to me like they're ducking and diving a little bit. So if we can just get an understanding as to what has been in the engagement with them on this. Has there been any change on that? Because, that seems to indicate that if they don't change their stance, then there's going to be no construction of bulk services. And that for me is a big concern. And then, the last slide, okay, there's that slide about the arbitration process. I don't want to get into that. But the last slide talks about the fact that once all the internal processes have been followed, it will be converted from mixed housing mega to informal settlement upgrade. Now, we're saying here that it says here, this presentation, it says here very clearly, this program is subject to the availability of funds as stated in the previous slides. Now that again, what it does say, there is no funds. It's subject to the availability. What is the situation at the moment? Because I think acting HOD, when you were going through this, you were talking about funding in the next financial year. But the slide says it's subject to the availability of funds. Does that mean that matter has been resolved? It's just two particular points that I think probably do need more work, Chair. And it would be just useful to get some clarity as where do we stand on those two particular points. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Member Sneeman. Acting HOD, you remember on the meeting of the 28th of August, when we were at Tshwane, we instructed the department to have a meeting with the city to discuss on how are they going to assist the people of Swahili, because that was an issue from their side, and we agreed in front of the MM, by the way. The MM was there, and also the MMC, and all the senior management of the city, and also we're having our senior people from the Department of Human Settlement. I just wanted to find out whether the meeting did materialize, or maybe one of the achievements in terms of the way we will be able to assist people of Swahili is because, one, the MEC have signed in terms of the movement. Then what will be the second one? I'm assuming the first one. That's my own assumption. Can we be clarified in terms of that? Acting HOD, if my memory serves me correct, you were part of the meeting, ne? Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I will start from... I will start with the Chair and then Member Sneeman, and then the arbitration to be the last. It will be the legal. So sometimes it's better to start with the project than the legal issues. So indeed we had a meeting with City of Tshwane. Immediately there was communication between ourselves and the group head, Miss Memela. She wrote an email to us indicating the budget that was made available previously. So the moment the project stopped, they can't just let the money sit in that items called Zwai. So they have to relocate the money to other programs that are functioning. So now, in terms of their business plan, Zwai doesn't appear, it's not appearing in any of their business plan. And in terms of the law, you cannot spend money on any project that's not in the business plan because it will be called unauthorized expenditure in terms of the Auditor General when he does his books. So what we'll do, and then I agree with the chair to say, since you have this approval, immediately after this meeting, I'm going to send an email to the group head immediately to say, we have got an approval. Please start working on because probably the IDP process will be finalized in May. I still remember this process because I was the municipal manager in Capricorn district. So, I will say to her, please make provision for the Zwaing, the MECs approved, so that then when they do their IDP process, that will be, when they come to the area councillor and the community, keep on asking if this project is in their IDP process. It will make life easy because when they consult, you need to have a voice to say, the MECs approved as the USAP, did you make budget available for this project in terms of your IDP processes? So now, because it was not in the business plan, Chair, they were arguing with their MMC that they wouldn't spend any cent in that area because it would be an authorized expenditure in their books. But now is the time that this approval came nicely because even the province, we have just submitted the first draft of our business plan to national. The final business plan will be in February. So then we have got, I'm not chair, there is a chief director responsible for informal settlement upgrade. Her name is Leah Manenza. So from this meeting, I will then send the email to the chief director for informal settlement to say the MEC has approved that this project be informal settlement upgrade, and then therefore when she does her business plan for the next financial year, which we must submit by, we already submitted the first draft. The first draft is the first draft. The final one will be in February. So because this came before February, so then she will have to look at putting this in the business plan. Now, automatically it goes to members Nieman to say, where does the fund come? We don't just put money anytime because you will have unauthorized expenditure. I have just said the budget adjustment is done and probably it passed legislature. The only space left is for us to look at putting it in the business plan of the 24-25 financial year. And I said the department's business plan will be, the final one will be submitted in February and the year will start on the 1st of April. And in case of the municipality, the IDP approval is in May, their year start in June. So this approval came while they were busy with the business plan for the next financial year. That is why the word subject to availability of funds, they just simply say, if the approval is MEC approved today, you don't just wake up in the morning and say, spend money here, money here. You will have unauthorized expenditure because it was not appearing in the business plan. What this approval says is that when we do the plan for the next year, this must be considered through the IDP in case of the municipality, and then through the business plan in terms of the province. And I heard member Mohale saying, when we will be submitting our APP and a business plan for in this committee, the members will put a very strong eye to see if this project is in the business plan. So that's now with regard to the construction design of the bulk and the construction, the informal settlement upgrade grant, there's what you call informal settlement upgrade grant. The city gets share of that money. The province get the money. Last year we got around more than a billion for informal settlement, but it was strictly for Sidibeng and West Rand. The metros get that fund themselves, but we'll negotiate with them and see how we go around driving this project together. Because in some cases in the metro, In case of Pinasport and Mamelodi victims, we ended up intervening from the province, even though the city supposed to have done that job because they got the money from national. The MEC felt I can't help people stay in the what you call in the hall. It's a human rights matter, and next time there were big issue in terms of dignity and human rights. Then he bought the land, and then already there's a plan to locate those people from where they are. So we look how we interact with Tshwane around Tswai. But there must be a joint responsibility. Now the design, at the moment, Tshwane is not prepared to pay the construction design. But I don't, with due respect, I don't see that be an obstacle for us to drive this project. It is just a matter of whether because both Tshwane and the province, the grant make a provision for construction of the design of the bulk. So if the Tshwane cannot make it, cannot put the money aside, we can look at whether from the province side we can access the information grant and continue with the design and then hand over to them for construction. So that is just, I have seen in terms of Riverside View, I'm just giving example in Johannesburg, we did sign legal, we did sign tripartite agreement. So we can sign the tripartite agreement between ourselves and the city. And actually that's what we usually do. We sign first the dual agreement, which means it's us and the city, and then we spell out the obligations of the city and the obligations of the department. So that one, I think, leave it to the two officials. The main one was a political decision because the projects, it must be known, officials don't choose where projects must take place. It is a political prerogative to decide where a project must be implemented according to their political mandate. Once that is done, officials work on the internal processes that are appearing on the last slide. Now yes, then I think I've answered the members Nieman. The why change, member Shirot, why change from mega projects to informal settlement grading? The plan was, member Shirot, it's a good question. It was planned mega projects, beautiful, but when we wake up in the morning, the area was fully invaded. And the whole plan was derailed. The budget that was put by Tshwane for bulk infrastructure had to be relocated to other programs because they couldn't use the money on the area that is now becoming chaotic. And that's something that, Chair, as a political head, please help us. We come here, plan nicely, then the following day, I cannot mention some other areas. As I'm talking to you, my emails and my phone is telling me of some areas that people are threatening to invade. So it's a problem. And that then, after that, then people invade, then they send the chairperson WhatsApp and say, officials are not helping. You have illegally invaded. Actually, you should be arrested. And then for trespass of private property. That's true. And then when you say this, people might think that you otherwise then we can then have what you call a banana republic. People just take all pieces of land, crèches, schools, parks, and then now we must now jump around. If we are living in a law and order, like my next door, naturally I'm from Bochum, is about 45 kilometers to Botswana. When I jump the border there, because I don't go there and buy some things there, the moment I jump the border, I know I'm in Botswana. I drive nicely. I drive 40 to 60 kilometers, knowing that I'm in a country where if I misbehave, I'll be dealt with. So those are some of the things that are definitely disorganizing our plans as the department. So the area members wrote was fully invaded. Now the good idea of mega projects have fallen. Now we have to go for informal settlement upgrade. I will leave the arbitration to the learned friend.
I finally got a chance, Chair. I must say I appreciate the opportunity. And in fact, with retrospect, indicates that I also appreciated that you, as a committee, were able to recognize when I wasn't okay, and gave me the space to recover. I'm recovered, I must confirm, with the chair. The chair actually wanted to check earlier on if one is okay. Yes, we're well and ready to respond, Chair. I think the issue is a contractual issue. You wanted to check as to what is the nature of the dispute that's there. It's a contractual dispute. Now, in terms of the contract that was concluded between ourselves and Makole, there's a provision that says in the event that there's a dispute of a nature presenting itself here, that then should actually be dealt with through arbitration, as opposed to actually going to a high court. So it's a contractual dispute. And the reason why we are at arbitration, it is because, of the provisions that are there, within the contract itself. I think, one is actually comfortable to say, over and above that, member, that we are on course in terms of, in fact, the exchange of documents that are there. And we are actually looking at that date of the 15th as, a date that will, in fact, commence, with the 15th January. As a date at which we would actually, commence with the processes. In the meantime, we're actually, flooding our senior counsel with all the documents that, in fact, they would want for presentation at the hearing that's there. We're also allowing him space, Chair, to also interrogate, the documents and interrogate, the strength of our case. And so that then at least we know that as we come and present before this committee, a case that says, it's a winnable case, but we're mindful to say each and every case that says it's a 50-50%, case, a good lawyer would tell you that. But we just want to make sure that we throw in as much in terms of, the paperwork on this case and make sure that at least we have a case that is able to stand, the test of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, HOD and my learned friend. There's a follow-up, Member Sharot?
Thank you, Chair. I don't want to get to all the detail, but what is the nature of the dispute? Is it about payment? Is it bad workmanship? What is the reason there's a dispute?
Can I get Member Shinima?
Thanks, Chair. It's not in relation to the arbitration, but I've made some notes here because I think it will be important, Chair, through you, that the committee monitors this process. Because one, we are being told that this matter is supposed to be part of the final business plan that will be submitted in February 24. And two, the department is saying they will go back and talk to Tswani about the design, the bulk design. So I just don't think we must let this fall off the radar screen, given the fact that we don't have long to go still in this committee because of elections next year. But I do think that if it's possible, Chair, that the committee section should keep it there on a list of items that need to constantly be monitored, because my worry is what happens if it's in the business plan, but there's no budget. So I just think that if it's possible, my proposal is that the committee must monitor this and perhaps even get feedback before we close in December. Where are we, again in Feb, just to keep tabs on this so that we don't suddenly say, hey, what happened here? Why wasn't it in the business plan? It's just a recommendation or suggestion I'm making. Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, Member Schneemann. My learned friend, there was an issue.
The dispute is around, I just spoke broadly to say it's a contractual dispute. The dispute is around a claim. A claim, yes. It's a claim for planning work that they purport to have, in fact, undertaken on the ground. However, the department is of the view that, they may not have, in fact, undertaken the work at the value of what, in fact, they put before it, and hence, the dispute. So the dispute is around, a claim for payment, for work done, under planning. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Member, member, Honorable Councillor.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to thank you all of you, Chairperson, and the members, also the officials. Ever since we came here and crying and making noises, I just want to thank you because of you've heard the people's voices up to so far. And I hope that because of the key thing here was the signing of the MEC from our previous meeting here, the issue was the MEC to sign. Now today I'm so happy, and I think the community members, as I've reported to them, or those who are here today, by Kutlwela. And I think going back, we will report to the community so that bakono toba maswafu abone, because of on daily basis they are asking this question of saying that really trying, but we are pushing, and I hope that the report that we've got and the plans that are there and the meetings and follow-up meetings that are going to be done, I hope that they are going to be successful. I can see, and I've learned that you are doing your job. You are listening to the community. You are doing, whereas community at some stage they do wrong things, but you have assisted us. When I was coming here this morning, I was fighting with some community members who are saying that we are going to do that, we are going to do electricity for ourselves, and that, in fact, they were harassing me. I had to take the words back to them to say that, man, can't you see that we are pushing? Can't you see that we are here? You are crying that since 2013, just wait for us. And then now, today, I can hear that the work, and I've got the hope, there is light, Chairperson. I'm so happy. And I just want to encourage you, all of you from MEC level, but DDG, but HOD, just keep the good work that you are doing. I'm so happy on my side. And I think the committee that I'm with now, they are sharing the same sentiments that I'm sharing. Keep the good work that we are doing. Others will follow. I'll assist you in terms of making follow-ups and monitoring as the ward councillor. I won't fold my hands and say that they are doing work. I will keep on making follow-ups also. And I hope that the city of Tshwane, Leone, will come to par. Because of what I know also is that we are not in the IDP budget we are not appearing as what they did there. But let's hope that next year we will appear as MEC has signed. That is the great thing. Thank you and thank you and thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Mabula. Okay, can I note the hands? 1, 2, in that order. 3. Yeah. Record. Yes, number 1. Or represent the Councillor Kopa.
I'm a chairperson of the committee.
Oh, okay. And then bale ba bang ba wela kae? Ke ba Tswaing. O ka re last time le legi two groups mos. What's happening? 95 I didn't. That's why I'm asking. Ke 13 ka tjeko. 95 is not here. What are the reasons of 95 not to be here? It's because their councillor is not here.
The chairperson whom I was with previous meetings, councillor said that I will get that Keifas here, but I couldn't see Keifas. He is not here.
Okay. Chair, ke mo o di introduce ngara go tsebe botse. Yeah. Mara tshwana le khopa.
Thank you, Chairperson, and your committee, honorable members, and government officials. Honorable Chair, I just want to talk about this thing of in case they have to be arrested. The reality of the ground, it doesn't reflect the same thing that is portrayed. I think there is a misunderstanding, more especially that one of land grab. Most of the members who are there, they did not come in and grab the land. There was the traditional okay. There was traditional leaders who were there, whom everyone went there thinking that the land belongs to the traditional leaders. So we went there, as from Buputatswana and other places, we knew that we go to the leaders of the community, we give them money, they give us a land. We did, the community that is there did not grab the land. So we don't deserve to be arrested. That is the reason why yes, we were thinking that the land belongs to the traditional council. So it's not that we don't appreciate all the work that the portfolio committee did and the government is doing. I was just saying, let us clear the misunderstanding that these people did not grab the land. Please, I just wanted to do that, and we really appreciate that. And the last one is that one of saying they are saying all these things will happen after the elections, of which the committee together with the councillor, we are talking to people, trying to encourage them to vote and those type of things, trying to keep order in the community. So we are thinking if it's after elections, like people want to go to the streets, those type of things, we are busy fighting those things. So I'm a little bit skeptic. And the IDP of Tshwane, it seems, I don't know, maybe if the province monitor that, then they can put Tshwane in the budget. I just hope they do that, so that at least the project can continue. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Under procedure, Maspala ere. They cannot have an IDP item for their ward until there are certain procedures. And all this time it was a mega project. Now they say the MEC have signed. Then during the IDP processes, it will be accommodated. And councillor Ausonia, I'm sorry to call you Ausonia, Mama Bolawa will have to push during the period of the IDP. Yeah, Tshwane ne ka se included because it was a mega project. Yes. And number 2.
Good day, Chairperson and everyone in the house. My name is Lizzie Baloyi from Tshwane View. I'd like to thank this opportunity to everyone here. I'm very happy with the resolution that we get here today. So what I want to plead today is that can the DDG send us the copy of what is said here in the meeting? Because if we go to the community and report to them while we don't have the document, they will think maybe we are lying. Because last year, I remember last year, October, There was the guy who was sent by the government to us. So when we report that, who's that guy? Sam. Sam was at our place. So when we say Sam came to our place and told us 1, 2, 3, 4. So now Sam is denying what he was saying to us. So we are pleading to DDG that please can he send us the document so that when we go to our community and show them what is in black and white. Thank you.
Thank you. The DDG cannot send the information to you. We are going to send it to the councillor. The councillor is the one who's calling the public meeting. During the public meeting, I get to Sonia Lidivisa section or Lidivisa one. Oh, there is a quarterly meeting in terms of the Municipal Finance Act. And there's monthly meetings. The councillor also go monthly meeting. Another councillor, the two councillors, we are going to send them information. But I explain, go community meeting again, and then the chairperson Zabona, the global assister in terms of answering the questions which will be asked by the community. Renare councillor, DDG, I direct go the counseling, I direct go community. Renare direct go DDG. Let's go on a Nabian. Hekinyaga information via the office of the MEC. Then the office of the MEC will request the information from the HOD and the DDG. And PLO ya MEC will send the information to us, to the committee. Rito Cesare Beregile cancel. Cesare Morumetse cancel. Yeah. Number 3.
Good day to everyone. Walendemu.
Peace.
Okay. Agna manchi kialeboha. The reporto Eric Rillen today. After a long time, Eric Amailing, Ria up and down, no, Rutagana Lemafoko, go community, retreteniwa, our council, lago rising, Asnaboroko, time and time, Wabitiwa, we Ubutwa Mafoko at Willenziling, but today I'm so very much happy. Ka ntwe MEC ay riling ya o sign. Kyalebo chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Olewa Haruna, the members of the committee, in terms of the appreciations which you are showing to us. DDG acting HOD, ira horbianong lena I must go to a manskral free because nekere hekile go masongo a manskral kwa media. Bale bala rikitile funeraleng on my personal capacity as a person. They'll ask me, when is the issue of Tsoing going to be resolved? So I'll be free to come to Amanskral now. Ne? And then I think, Councillor, from here, you will have to discuss Le Alona, then give them the feedback in terms of the matter, where the Department of Human Settlement, together with the Portfolio Committee, have resolved the matter. Now the MEC have signed. Le Jonas le motse ngatlo lor le ke robetsa mfone le ka matsa. Or the matter has been signed. Honorable members, they are appreciating. I hope we will be able to assist other corridors in terms of the challenges which they have. When I summarize, I'll be saying that 1, we are going to monitor the department in terms of what they've said today. And when we are going to receive our activity plan in terms of the meeting of today, we'll have our own monitoring tool so that the office of the MEC will give us a progress report in terms of what the acting HOD have said today. We were noting it. Then secondly, I think, honorable members, if we do have time, because we don't know when are we going to cease our work of the legislator, it will be important for us to do an oversight that side. Because we have never done oversight visit in the area. In the process of the remaining corridors, I know Tsoing, so that other members should see when the MEC said that I've signed, it's no longer a mega, it's an informal settlement for development. We check so that we don't go on the last moment in terms of checking whether the rudimentary services are provided. We will come out with a date on when are we going to take it. Must not worry. Yeah. We will have to do that before and that's that with regard to Zwaying. And also we'll wait for the report in terms of the senior council, because you said that the matter will be finalized on the 15th of January, ne? Yeah, 15th of January 2024. We will await the report 7 days after the matter has been finalized. Are you noting it, Jackie? Yes. Yeah. Thank you, honorable members. That is the issue of Zwaying. I think we will also discuss with, through the office of the DDG, the group head, in terms of how are they seeing it in terms of the budget. For, I know Swan is struggling somewhere, but we need to have the light in terms how are they seeing the matter of Zwaying in terms of the budget. We will do it outside the meeting and also inside the meeting. Yeah. DDG, outside the meeting and inside the meeting. Thanks, Honorable Mawolawa Osonia, for being patient. I think I will no longer get in the WhatsApp card 10 to 12. Ne? While I was preparing myself for prayer, I just get ding. Then when you open the WhatsApp, it's Pumula and it's Zwaying. Then I'm going to another corridor where I'll start receiving the WhatsApp at 10 to 12. Thanks for that. Can we move, honorable members? Can we move to interprovincial study? Honorable Shirota?
Thank you, Chairperson. Chair, if you recall, a couple of meetings back, we were talking about doing an international visit to KZN. I had a chat to Jackie, but there seems to be some kind of hold-up in the Speaker's office. I think we just need to find out if we're going to be doing anything, because our diaries are filling up very quickly towards the end of the year. So I think we just need to discuss it and determine whether it's going ahead or not. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Jackie. Can you respond in the interprovincial study?
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson. Yesterday, I sent a reminder to the office of the Speaker, and they said that they are channeling the memo to the Speaker because Speaker gave it to the acting Speaker. But then I spoke to the Chairperson to say that, Chairperson, how about looking for a conference? Because the conference is just a memo to the Chair of Chairs, and it will be signed. We won't need any signatures from the Speaker sending our memo to the other Speaker that side, because I even spoke to the coordinator in KZN and she said no, the only process is the process that we know, that the Speaker Gauteng should write a memo to Speaker KZN and they will take it from there. Then I said to the Chairperson, how about having a conference that won't take this long process for the committee. And
before Emanyana.
And then I got a conference from Lebo. The conference is on the affordable housing. It looks good. It's in November the 9th to the 10th. Then the problem is on the 9th, we are having a public meeting where the department is presenting the annual report. Unless we speak to them to say they must accommodate us in another day for this conference. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thanks, Jiggy. Honorable members, there was a delay in terms of sending a memo to the Speaker of KZN, number one. Secondly, the delay has cost us. We cannot approach the Speaker direct as a chairperson. And when I was discussing with Jiggy, I said, check for if there is any other program which we can attend. There is a conference, but the conference is clashing with our date for the annual report, and we cannot shift the annual report. We can't. Can we agree, honorable members, that let them persuade another date for the conference? Because we can't shift the annual report. Yeah, we agree in that. Jackie should persuade another date for the conference of affordable housing, so that when we come back, we will be able, we can't forfeit that, it's part of the budget. And I was trying to cut, when we were doing budget review, I've cut a lot of things. So I can't cut this part, yeah, the inter-provincial visit or inter-provincial conference, because I know that members will fight with me. Some of the things which I've cut, I'll discuss with them in the next meeting. I think the department want to be released, and also the Tsoim people want to release. Can I be given time to summarize? I'm no longer far from rounding off the meeting, but the department, you and the media, I don't know whether I will be interviewed, but I'm rushing to another meeting. You can serve yourself there. I know that they usually don't eat. And there is a person who wants to see the office of the MEC. I think he has arrived, the GPF. Yeah, he has arrived. Yeah. We are now on any other matters. Member Schneemann?
Sorry, Chair, I should have raised it earlier, but you'll recall a couple of months ago, we visited the Dr. Sefalaru project in Hekpoort.
Yeah.
And when we were there, they gave us all these plans of what they would be doing. I drove past there a week ago.
The department must not go.
I drove past there a week ago, and there doesn't seem to be much happening. And I'm just asking, could we, when we have that session with the department coming before us, could they give us an update on Dr. Sefalaru? Because when we went there, it seemed like things were going to move. But it doesn't look like much is happening. That's all I wanted to report.
Yeah, thanks. We will write to the department officially that we want an upgrade in terms of Dr. Sefalaru, because the matter was presented to us when we were at West Rand. Yes. Member Mohale?
Thank you very much. Chair, let me also take this opportunity that I think that will be formalized, but I'm just saying to the department, the issue of the Mamelodi floods. Those people are still in the wall, acting HOD. And it's just that the chairperson did not mention this. She's also getting SMSs day and night on this issue of those people who are still in the community hall. And the report that we got is that where they are supposed to be relocated, there's an illegal mining, and it's not true. I've sent the chairperson, and she knows there was an attempt for invasion on is it last week? On Sunday to that land. So please, we are saying to the department, look into that, because I think the chairperson, I know I don't have a mandate from but she will be looking for a solution or a report on that. We can't continue to put people in a community hall for so many years. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. I don't want to talk about the relocation. We will write a letter to the office of the MEC to get an update in terms of how far is the process of relocating. It's not only the one of at Mamelodi. I think Sipo, even there is the issue of Oliven. I think we must do a package on those challenges, all of them, and then we'll send it to your office so that we get the response. But what is important in the next meeting, can we get the progress report of Sefulari? You remember that day when they were presenting the plan, I said, oh, nice. Yeah. Honorable members and the support staff and the come to the end of the meeting. The next meeting will be on the 24th of this month as per the term program. And let me thank everyone for the presentation, the deliberation on the meeting. And I hope together we'll go very far. We'll be able to resolve issues which are affecting the community. Let me thank the department particularly for attending today. I know that they've been saying, Sipo was trying to convince me that, Chair, but the term program is not yet officially presented. I said it's the first meeting of the term program. Let them come. Thanks for coming. And we are used to the committee, how is this committee operating. And I'm happy that you are part of us in terms of resolving the issues which are affecting the community. Leka mamusole skela latha, lesepeleng ka khotso, modimo a re bolokele lena, modimo a lefe botlhale ba o busa setšhaba, a ebe khotso.